I am a 4th-Degree black belt in Hapkido, and I had the honor and privilege of studying with Grandmaster Bong Han for 10 years before his passing. And he had a huge influence on my life because he taught mind, body, and spirit. It wasn't just about the martial arts. It wasn't just about arm bars and kicks and punches. It was also about the spirituality. I mean, when I got my black belt, and it's so funny, everyone always kind of freaks out. I did my test. I wrote a 12-page paper, and I took an oral exam, and actually, and a 100-question test. So, he really truly made you understand the mind, body, and spirit of it. And it's funny when I talk to people, I said, I've used martial arts in the boardroom than more than I've ever used it on the street. Like, what? You throw people across the table? Like, no. But you take people's arguments, you kind of use them and you switch around and turn it, against them to make them go, oh, yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, nice. And for those in the audience who don't know the martial arts, tell us what a grandmaster is. What's that position? And tell us about the respect and what hard work it takes to get that kind of title or recognition.
Grandmaster Han was a 9th-degree black belt. So basically, in Hapkido, there's different martial arts have different levels. In Hapkido, I'm a 4th-degree, but I'm not a master. So you don't get master till 6th degree. And then you get grandmaster when you get to 9th degree.
So this guy's worked twice as hard, twice as long, twice as much as you have.
There is a lot of, and it takes time. I mean, Master Cruz and Master Frisky, some of the stuff they used to do was just, mind boggling, and just some of the kicks they could do, and just some of the techniques and how fluid they look doing it. And that, that's really the essence of it, is once you've done something, and that's Grandmaster Han with always things you'd always say to you when they're like, how do you do this? He goes, do it 1,000 times, then come and ask me. And so the funniest thing is, by the time you're doing it, like 999th time, you get it. You're like, oh, that's how it's done, because you've tried it 1,000 times. And, then again, that's a philosophy that I've taken in business. Like, okay, we'll try this a bunch of different times. And once you have it down, once you do it 1,000 times, then you'll know how to do it and apply it in business all the time.
Yeah. So let me ask you, have you had an opportunity or two to tell him thank you?
I did before he passed.
That's awesome. I'm glad you were able to do that. I think a lot of us think that a lot and then don't pull the trigger and take the time to do that. My math teacher in high school is the best.
Yeah, because when I got my 1st-degree test, he sat me down afterwards and he's like, and everyone, my 1st-degree test with my partner, Mr. Steve Bergen, we did they made a video of it, and that was the training of how to do black belt techniques. And so I was like, oh, we did really good. Grandmaster Han sat down and said, you have a lot to learn still. And I was like, oh. And then I got my 2nd degree, and he's like, okay, you're starting to get it. And then when I got my 2nd degree, I said, well, I need to thank you, because I use what I do in here in my business practice. And he just sat there and looked at me and smiled. And he didn't say anything. And that's Grandmaster Han. He didn't say anything. He just would give you a look, and you're like, oh, okay, he appreciated that. Okay, I can get up and leave now.